Anna is a successful lawyer and a caring mother. She and her husband Peter have two beautiful twin girls. She is in her early 50s and skillfully manages her husband as well as her business partner. Her intelligence, bossiness, and manipulatively communicative skills are so high that it's hard to imagine a man she couldn't handle and subdue without disrupting the relationship. Often her clients are young girls who are caught in a situation of exploitation, and it is most often difficult to prove. In such cases, Anna cannot contain her emotions and verbally attacks the accused men who are not punished because their guilt is not proven. The choice of this professional sphere gets its explanation. When we learn Anna's biography, it becomes clear that she herself was once such a victim, having lost her innocence not of her own free will. After studying to become a lawyer, Anna began to protect others like her. Although now it is hard to imagine Anna as a victim, she is now a rescuer, a strong and strong-willed person who is better not to be caught in the way. One day, Peter's son from his first marriage arrives at their home in Sweden, by the name of Gustaf. He was living with his mother in another country, and his father hardly knew him and was not involved in his upbringing. The boy was kicked out of school, and now, due to circumstances, Gustaf is forced to move to his father's house, Anna's house. The parents have two options, either to send Gustaf to boarding school or to leave him to live with his father and his new family. At first, family relations are not favorable. The father quarrels with his son. Gustaf perceives this move to a foreign family very negatively, but while he is underage, he has no choice. And Anna hopes that Gustaf will soon move out, as they cannot adapt to live together. The young girls greet the newly arrived Gustaf quite warmly and give him gifts, as well as a keychain, which will play an important role in the further development of events. Gustaf becomes increasingly conflicted with his father and protests in every possible way. It comes to the point that, as revenge, he organizes a robbery of the house where the family lives, and the boy eventually manages to get away with it. However, after a while it turns out that Gustaf made a small mistake, leaving one small piece of evidence, a keychain that the young girls gave him. He threw it away, but soon Anna found it on the street and brought it to the house. But she did not give it to Gustaf. And after the robbery, she found this keychain when washing his clothes in his pants pocket. This evidence gives Anna the opportunity to put pressure on Gustaf. In the end, the lady makes a pact with Gustaf that she will not report to the police and will not say anything to Peter, her husband. But in return, Gustaf must join the family and behave well. Now Gustaf is pushed to the wall. He has no choice but to obey his stepmother. Gustaf begins to behave like a silk. Soon peace and order are established in the family. Everything happens just the way Anna likes it. One thing Anna didn't take into account, however, was that the teenager in front of her was a teenager who had grown up with a mother and was not used to pressure, especially pressure on a man from a woman. After a while, Gustaf brings home a girl and engages in night games with her, and meanwhile, Anna is forced to witness everything that happens. Now Anna has become backed up against the wall. The stepmother cannot forbid Gustaf to bring the girl to their house, as Gustaf has become not just a good member of the family, but he has made the twin girls fall in love with him. The twin girls are very happy to have a brother in his person, and the whole family is held together by the cult of daughters adored by their father. At the same time, Anna feels hurt by her age, and there is a fading relationship with her husband. In a sense, she has been hit and does not know what to do about it, even though she is not used to being defeated. Anna begins to take an unequivocal interest in Gustaf, spending more and more time with the guy. And at one point, she goes with him to a bar. On the spot, Anna questions Gustaf about his relationship with his girlfriend, whom he brought to the house, how he is doing with her, or is she the wrong kind after all? Toward the end, the stepmother just kisses her stepson, and the guy is completely bewildered. Gradually, Anna begins to feel a real attraction to Gustaf, and eventually she charms the guy. From then on, every absence of her husband is marked by a feast of night games, and so, Anna wins again. The stepmother is back on the horse and happy to have a young lover in the person of Gustavo. Anna begins to give her stepson expensive gifts, and to show more and more signs of attention. Gustav's father, Peter, asks his wife to consult with him, as he is his son and he wants to be directly involved in his life. Although Anna is not his mother, she is his father's wife. By having an affair with Gustaf, Anna only exacerbates the tense situation between son and father. The stepmother allows the boy to experience a kind of Oedipal triumph, i.e., to some extent victory over the father, and this pathological state cannot be stable. Gustaf's character makes itself felt a little later, when Gustaf sees Anna favoring her husband at a family party. The guy begins to feel jealousy and demands confirmation of his superiority. At first glance, it seems to the common man that this is just a connection with this woman, but in reality it is a competition with his father, which overwhelms the boy like an affect. Gustaf begins to molest her at a family party to confirm his exceptional status. At this time, Anna's sister accidentally witnesses this, and Anna begins to realize in horror that her position is now in jeopardy. Anna realizes that this has all gone too far and decides to abruptly end her relationship with her young lover. Further events unfold as a snowball of some tragedy. Fate catches up with the heroes and drags them into the abyss because recently the acts of pleasant pastime, taking place while the husband is at work, seem to last forever. But Gustaf, who had been elevated to heaven, is devalued and abandoned. Having lost Anna's love, the boy now experiences his psychological defeat in front of his father. Gustaf decides to take revenge. After a while, Gustaf leaves with his father to a forest cabin, a certain secluded place where Peter likes to spend time in solitude. And there Gustaf tells his father that Anna was his mistress. Peter returns home earlier than planned and starts demanding explanations from Anna. But, as I mentioned earlier, I don't know what can break such a strong woman who used to control absolutely everything in her life. She plays the role of an offended woman and makes Gustaf look like a cheat and informs Peter that his son robbed their house. The lady puts conditions to her husband. Either she leaves the house or Gustaf goes to live in a boarding house. Peter chooses to believe his wife and makes the difficult decision to send his son to boarding school. Unfortunately, the teenager's psyche is unable to accept injustice, and his teenage rebellion continues. Gustaf arrives at Anna's office and threatens his stepmother with scandal and legal action. After all, he is a minor, and Anna legally cannot do with him what they were doing. Anna again easily gets the upper hand over her stepson and morally destroys him, proving that his accusations are absolutely ridiculous because no one will believe him, especially against the background of the house robbery. Gustaf makes one last desperate attempt on Christmas Day. He gets to Anna and Peter's house at night. While Peter sleeps, Anna comes out to Gustaf and tells him that his father is fed up with him, that he doesn't live here anymore and should leave their family alone. All the boy wanted was for his father to know the truth. A few months later, Peter receives a phone call and is summoned to the police. After Peter returns, he tells them that Gustaf has almost reached their cabin in the woods. The police said that the guy had been lying there for months under the snow, and now the snow has melted, and apparently he had frozen to death there. Anna moves from the role of rescuer to the role of executioner. Now she has her victim, the circle is closed, and the cycle of victim, rescuer, executioner is completed. Gustaf's death has completely broken her. Anna can't bear the thought of her father's guilt over her son's death and tries to tell him the truth. Peter shuts her up, for he understands everything now. One of the underlying lines of meaning is that Anna has wanted revenge since her youth, and since the accused men in her trials were getting away with it, she needed someone she would victimize as she was once victimized. At the end of the movie, in one scene we are shown a painting hanging in Anna's house. The painting depicts a man in a prison robe, a tract of nothing but being held captive. This connection we can also catch in the movie, where the guy first became a prisoner of temptation, and then a prisoner of the game, which he started himself without the possibility of coming out of it victorious. There are also other lines of meaning in the movie, but we now know one thing for sure: Anna's family will never be the same again. This is the end of the movie. Thank you all for watching this video to the end. Give this video a like. Write in the comments what you think about this movie, and see you in new videos.